I want to thank my sponsor, Card Kingdom, for supporting my stream. We're going to draft some Core Set 2020 here, but I wanted to do a shout out to my friends at Card Kingdom. They're just down the hill from me. They are about a 5-minute commute from my house, and I frequent the brick and mortar all the time, and I consider the owners of Card Kingdom my friends. They were the first people to take a chance on limited resources. You know, I don't know, I haven't mentioned that in a while, but this was they were a little more fledgling back then, and they didn't have their brick and mortar Mox boarding house stores set up yet, but they were liking our content, and we're the first people in the industry to say, "Hey, I want to advertise on limited resources." And they were the first, so they're the kind of the first company that told us that we had a product that was worth advertising on, and really helped keep limited resources going there. And I really appreciate them for that. And they, of course, sell magic stuff. You can get everything you need: supplies, singles, sealed product, sell, trade. You can do it all at Card Kingdom, and their goal as a company is to be your one-stop magic shop. That anything you could possibly need, they have, and they get pretty darn close on the daily. So check them out. Now let's draft. Thanks for trying. Maybe it's different bots fighting. I'm not sure which bot is telling you no, but it might be I have different bots on the stream or whatever, so. Thanks for trying. Kitaski, hello. All right, we've got the ability to create a couple of golems at instant speed. Just okay, but it is a rare, so that helps with future gem grind. And I think probably the best card is just a Rabid Bite. But this is fine, you know, like this is not much better than Masterful Replication. This is a 2-for-1. It creates 2 legitimate threats at instant speed, and if you can catch someone in a bad attack with where a 3/3 blocks for a poor, good block, then you're almost up to you're basically up to a 3-for-1. So I think, and also blue is a place I like to be early on here. That's my leaning, and I really don't see anything else, right? Like it's this. The Lavakin Brawler is a pretty solid common. I've been pretty happy with this, but I don't want to start here. I guess Vampire of the Dire Moon is worth calling out as well. Is blue creating tokens breaking the color pie? Not at all. Nope. Every color creates tokens, and in fact, blue has a pretty long history of specifically creating artifact tokens. So, taking that, see where it leads. There's an unsummon. Blade Brand is okay. Mask is very. I've been pretty pleased with all of this equipment that puts a creature underneath it. Hey, thank you for the sub, Matt. Matt's a buddy. We play at Adams in a draft league together. We had a great Tortoise and the Hare story in the first season. We just started our second season. This is a year-long monthly draft league. So we draft once a month, and then the person with the best record after 12 months, you get to drop your 3 worst performances, is the winner. And I went out to this huge early lead. I think I went 3-0 in 4 of my first 5 of 12 drafts and started leaving the field in the dust. Then my life got complicated late, and I basically couldn't make it to the last several draft nights, and also stopped 3-0ing or whatever. And Matt is just a great player, steady, and he was totally the Tortoise. And he showed up every time in like 2-for-1, 2-1 or 3-0'd, you know, just steady. And then he ends up on I think I've got it locked up. I think that I can not show up. Like, Matt has to just play out of his mind to catch me. And I'm pretty sure I have it locked up, even if I don't show up for the final draft or 2. Well, and then I just had something I just couldn't. I could not show up to the last draft, even though I wanted to. And so I was stuck on 0 points. And it turned out the math was that if Matt goes 3-0, he beats me in the league for first place by like 1 point. Like, it was that close, and he ends up 2-0 and is 1-1 in game 3, playing one game for first place in a year-long draft league. And as he says down below in the chat, he got unlucky and unfortunately did not catch me. Lucky for me. And I think Mass might be the best here. Thanks for dealing with my little side story, but I thought it was a good Magic story. Good job, Matt. Yeah, let's take the Mask. I think it's good. I mean, what else are we taking here? Again, I'm not in on early Bone Splinters or Unsummon. I think this is just the best card here. Isolation would have been fine too. I agree. Thief? Thief, see where we go from here? Best card. I'm in best card mode. That probably means Ancestral Blade, and we start with a quite the rainbow. We could also take a shock to give us one of our, stay on one of our colors. I think the shock, right? I think this Blade and shock are probably similar in power level, and shock at least matches something in our pile. What do we got here? Pro white. Reasonable sideboard card, but nothing I'm looking for up front. Take Bone Splinters and work towards red-black Steel and Sack. You like Berserker main deck? Yeah, that's true. I mean, we've never... Come on, though. If it doesn't have pro white, if your opponent's not playing white, this is not a good card. Yeah, let's look at the wand. I have not... It just seems like 6 is a lot to get your first activation going. I think the wand is maybe a board card. I would be hard-pressed to main deck that. Bone to Ash is great value, even especially if you can operate at instant speed and have some other things to do at instant speed, like, for example, Masterful Replication. It's not 70%. Why would 70% of... It's 40%, right? If you're just assuming that all colors are equal, you're 40% to play a... Sorry, land for the splash. Yeah, I don't want to take this now. Let's find a pick here. I think it's either Bone Splinters or Bone to Ash. So we're going to take one of these bones. And... Bone to Ash goes here, but I almost like the Thief more than the Replication anyway. I'm going to take Splinters, and we'll see maybe there's... Because this has Sack as well, so... Mask Sacks, Bone Splinters Sacks, and we can look at maybe Red, Black, Steel, and Sack. That seems interesting to me. Although so does a Frost Lynx. Emperor Haller's very good, though. Shock, Walk and Shock. Yeah, Wheel of the Skeleton. All right, let's try to do this. We can take this skeleton. That helps with that. We want the skeleton over the aeronaut, though. Like, I know this is in synergy, but this just might be still the correct pick. And we look to get skeletons a little later than this. Also, they don't tend to stack well unless you have a ton of mana. I think I'm going to take the aeronaut. Yeah, because I also don't think we're going to play a ton. It's not like we're going to play any number of these that we can get. And I like the evasion here better than the growing beef on the ground. The Mutt is okay, but not really what we want for this deck. Like, I like Mutt as a ramp fixing alternative in a multicolor, in a 3-color deck. Smuggler's not bad, correct. And there's definitely some pump after the fact type cards. Yeah, Smuggler plus Thief is right there. Okay, let's do that over the Mutt. They're both 2/2s for 3. This one goes along better with what we're doing. We're gonna get a lot more thieves, right? We're just gonna get thief after thief after thief. I basically, literally, I don't think I've ever brought in Duress. You could do it against someone who was clearly a Spells Matter deck, but I really don't want it in Limited basically ever. We'll take Epicure or Vault Progress. Also not gonna, I mean, we might, I just don't think this is ever gonna be on balance good enough to run, so I'm just gonna take the Epicure just in case. Sometimes you just need a body. Blade Brand seems good here, though. Been really enjoying modified Goblin. I took Jay's Goblin deck and have been tweaking it and modifying it and have a Goblin deck I kind of like now. Take this, though. I suppose we're not locked into black. This isn't really, you know, anything on that front. Aerial Assault and Inspired Charge are both quality cards and suggestive of openness here. Diamond Knight, I've not been impressed by, but players better than me have been main decking it, so maybe I need to give it more of a chance. I'll keep everything open for right now, though. This is not great removal, but it sure is great removal for pick 11, so... I know we haven't seen any yet. I suppose I don't want to switch. I want to stick with the black anyway. So I think it's Diamond Knight or Servant, and we'll try Servant here. Hey, we got another one. So lucky us? Question mark. I don't know if it's actually that good, but we'll take it. Skeleton did not wheel, so we've got to look for another opportunity at one of those. We can go ahead and open a Chandra Planeswalker in the second pack on color. I don't even know what she does. I haven't played with Risen Reef yet, but yeah, what does she do? Loyalty counter, yeah, okay, so she can increase her own loyalty. You can, for 0, create elemental tokens, and then sack them. -2, cast target instant or sorcery card with... so it's actually not that good for us? Like, what are we actually happy about here? That she's 3? That she can recast Shock and Blade Brand and Bone Splinters. At least that's like 3 things. What else? What would we take if we weren't rare drafting and weren't in this? We're a complete blank. I mean, that's the other thing. Gosh, there's nothing here. Infuriate. Yeah, elementals support that dude, and I suppose let's take it on the. I think the observation that at least. She's making tokens that are sack fodder. Where else are we? Like, we can move the mask around, and we can Bone Splinters become more valuable because we can Bone Splinters away a elemental before it dies anyway. I'm going to take Chandra, and we'll see how good she is. But there's also not much of an opportunity cost here. We're talking about Sorcerer, Infuriate, or Pack Mastiff, and one of these will probably wheel anyway.
Hey, don't start any fires without me.
Another Ember Hauler, another Smuggler, or first Siphon or first Soul Salvage. Kind of want the Siphon here, I think. The life gain, incidental life gain is nice, and 3 damage anywhere is nice. This is a card that if they had printed this as Agonizing Siphon deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker and you gain 3 life, it wouldn't have surprised me. So the fact that this has the extra bonus of ending the game to the face is nice. I think we might wheel that Smuggler. I want this Scorcher, but we'll take the Outrage and maybe see what we can wheel here. But we gotta take the Outrage. I guess we're the... Oh, there's Bishop of Wings for some gems. But I think we just gotta keep up the Great Removal Train. Such a good card. All right, here's one of the brawlers we're talking about. A lot of combos going on with the brawler here, so we're going to prioritize them pretty highly. Might want a Marauder's Axe in this deck as well. You know, activate Chandra, put an axe on. A little bit expensive, but yes, brawler. So the combos you can see here include Smuggler, make brawler unblockable, activate Chandra, and attack for as an unblockable 5/4. That's pretty sweet. I think we could... we're having enough black for Fenlurker, but I think in this deck the brawler rises up. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, Fry for the board versus these. Blade Brand is great with Acolyte. These elementals are going to get chumped all the time. Or, you know, people are going to try to eat elemental tokens from Chandra. So that actually makes me more excited than Fry in the board right now. Yeah, Smuggler is fine with Pac-Man. We'll see what we can pick up here. I'm going to take the Blade Brand, though. Although, where's our creatures at? We're pretty low. Yeah. It'll be no problem. We'll get there. We'll totally get there. Although, this is not great. I don't know if we're looking to Infuriate. We are mostly using our spell slots on removal. Bone Splinter, this stuff, so I don't think I want any of this, which probably just makes this a mutt. But don't know if we're even playing the mutt, honestly. But I'll take it. Vault Progress, if nothing else. Here's a whatever vampire 3-drop. Here's an Act of Treason, which... How are we doing on the sack outlets is the thing. We have Mask, and what was the other one we picked up? We have another... Oh, Bone Splinters. Just these two right now. So we're not really actually doing that much of the Steel and Sack. We hope to, but I don't know if that makes it a pick over unexciting but playable creature. Might wheel this anyway. Probably wheel whichever we don't take. I guess we'll take the Act here and try to play into it, but this is still somewhat of a speculative pick. Piece, I disagree. I hope we're never playing the Barony Vampire, but we could easily take this, get to the end of the draft, see where we're at, and say, boy, if I could swap Act of Treason for a Vampire, I would. Act has way more upside, though. So, but I am saying, though, that it is still somewhat speculative. Rapacious Dragon. It's really great. Like, do you remember how we were pretty pleased to play 3 blue, or was it 4 and a blue? 5 mana including blue, for a 3/4 sailor that made 2 treasure tokens. Instead, a 3/3 flyer that creates 2 treasure tokens? Sign me up. Infuriate again. Probably not going to play it almost to the point where we could take Vault Progress, but I'll bring it in because it's possible that we decide against targeted damage-based removal we want a quote counterspell for it with some other applications. Second Smuggler reinforces the synergies we have there, and we can seek others. Nice. All this stuff came back, especially and including the Scorcher, which I'm going to take over the second act. Scorcher goes right along with what we're trying to do here. Never really playing the Maniacal Rage, so we're going to take Vault Progress. Temple of Triumph for heading towards gem drafting, but I'm willing to take a Meteor Golem here. We are, we had this yesterday. The Rapacious into Meteor is a really nice turn 5/6, even if you don't draw your 6th land. And there's like nothing else here for us. Unfortunately, it's not for you. Hope that you hope that you're going to wheel something in your pack 1, but we can't really expect to wheel anything playable here. Reckless Airstrike for the board would be okay. Yeah, it is a nice looking temple, huh? Rob wants the gems. Maybe gems here. Meteor Golem's a 2-for-1 though. 2-for-1 is like at that line for me where I think we have to. I think it's a justifiable pick even in a gem-focused mindset. Maybe we can wheel the caves, but I want another brawler. Maybe we can, Noxious Grasp, another fine sideboard card, but we're gonna lean in on the brawlers. Well, let's see what our we're not. These don't count. We're not. This is why I didn't really even want to take these. I just and when you do that, it's a lot less oppressive. And brawlers are just right in the wheelhouse. I'm going to take any brawler and scorcher I can get, and if we have to cut an aeronaut to fit our 4s, that's fine. Oh, thanks. Here. The dual land would be good, and I want it, but this is such a high synergy card. It's fine as a 3/4 attacker for 4, and it's so high synergy in here. Oh, is that? Yeah, that's just... It was off the screen, so I wasn't even thinking about it. So we're going to take the brawler. Another... Love this Vulture would be good for us as well. It's a 3-drop. I'm not doing too much graveyard interaction, but I can't pass up another dragon. Could take a bird grabber, though. Grab onto that dragon's tail. I like that over a 3rd smuggler. Here's a good spot for a Pack Mastiff. I love this pick. This is a great spot for this. 3rd Blade Brand. Well, we only have one Scorcher and the Chandra, but I think we might play a 3rd Blade Brand, so I'll take it over Vault Progress. Cutthroat also plays well nicely with these suicidal 1/1s. Don't think we're doing 4th Blade Brand to the point that I think I take Ringleader. Is there a chance we play 4 Blade Brands? What are we doing here? We got 26 cards. Maybe there is. I don't know. Probably not. I don't think we want to play 4. That's just asking for the 3 Blade Brand no creature situation. And this was our crappy first pack where we knew we would get nothing of significant value for us. Hey, it came back. That's nice. Slam it. And we get our 4th Blade Brand anyway, which I still like over the Maniacal Rage. I mean, is there, like, what will we play Maniacal Rage against? It would be, this is where you bring it in against red, because they're removing via damage, but I don't like it on any of our stuff. Yeah, I'm just taking take another Blade Brand, but board it, and... Right. Only one thief is a bit sad. Only 3 cuts. And I don't think we're going to be happy with our creature count. Oh, Oh, better than I thought, honestly. Really, my sense was that our creatures were down, but that's pretty good. So I think the mutt's got to go. I don't know if I like active treason with just mask effectively. Bone splinter, like mask sits around and waits for active treason, but bone splinters you got to use it when you need it, and it's not going to be oh yeah, ditch Epicure. Then we might just have done it, right? Everything else is. I think we just cut the worst 3 cards in the deck. 3 Blade Brands is on the upper edge, but they could be very good in this deck. I think we're gonna frustrate a lot of players, hopefully, with the Blade Brands. We got 2 dragons. It's mostly curve filling. If you don't want to play the Bird Grabber, you got to tell me what else we're running. Like, another Blade Brand, Epicure, Infuriate. Yeah, Aeronaut, good call. So we got 3 flyers. Yeah, Chandra recasts the act, it's true. I still don't think that's worth it, though. We are trying to be pretty aggro here. Bird Grabber becomes a lot better when you're running 3 Blade Brands, because you just run it in and Blade Brand it for whatever they block with. We're just afraid of first strike. All right, I like this. In the sack. Even though we're not really doing that strategy, I'm going to call it that anyway, because I need a name and I want to draft. Oh, wait, I want to see land. I didn't look closely. It's saying 9 mountains, presumably because of the double Ember Hauler, but I actually agree with that because of Chandra, and the Ember Hauler leaning mountains is quite correct. Also, Outrage. We're actually kind of basically a black splash. It might even be 10-7 here. Or I guess it kind of is. It's 10-8 is what we've got. But yeah, we do want a Thief on time. So I like this. This is good. Looks fine. No 3 yet, but a decent 2 and some action. I'll go look at my... I wonder if I missed this Rivals announcement in my spam somewhere. Huh, not really. Ah, Thief, welcome. Hopefully we draw a land and can siphon our Thief through if they do something like attack and play something they hope to block with. Yeah, Yes, but I was hoping to be invited, I guess. Fiddles is my... but I can't... I believe I tried to sign up for it. Maybe I have not made the ranks or whatever, but I'm trying to be part of such things. Well, this is a little suspicious, and I'm wondering if this thief is actually going to make it into combat. But given this board state, I think the Scorcher is correct, so we're just going to Scorch and see. Maybe they got Convolute, which would be okay. What I don't want is deal 2 to everything except your flyers. That would be quite a blowout. I don't know if that's instant, but I just mean in general it would be against here. Kind of got this and this in the wrong order, but no worries. It is an instant. Well, they don't have it, or they're not very good at Magic, because that would have been a heck of a time to play it. All right, nice. I love that we get to basically bones. Well, we can siphon and bone splinters. Let's go to town. Acceptable turn. Deck worked. We did not get a soul salvage. We had one opportunity at one, and I can't remember what we picked, but it was something sweet, I bet, because soul salvage is nice, and I would love to have one. Yeah, Scorcher can have boards where it's pretty weak, but the haste is super relevant, and a lot of combos with, well, not a lot, maybe, but there's some, well, there is a lot. There's just flat out a bunch of elemental synergies, you know? There you go. Siphon over soul salvage feels correct. Let's do this and zoom in on what we've got, though. No, not what I meant to do. I don't think we have much in the way of swaps. Yeah, I don't see anything. The only thing I can think is that sometimes we might want to bring Infuriate in against in times where we are clearly meeting in combat a bunch, and they are trying to kill our stuff with shock. Sacks, yes, if you're doing any kind of graveyard recursion, then you want to sack the actual creature elemental. But, unless somebody's got some suggestions, I think we're just running this back. Looks fine. We got a nice 2-3-4 that includes a combo on both of our 2 and 4. Find some black and we'll be fully loaded. We could also end up curving out into Rapacious Dragon and then using the 2 treasure on a bird grabber. Threat of activation is decent here, although I almost wish that it didn't have it so they could follow up an Ember Hauler, kill the Spitfire. But I think we'll be fine. This Spitfire is no big deal. We got Siphon eventually and a 3-3 to put in front of it. It only is a big deal if they just unload a whole ton of damage on us with it right now. I'm gonna say at 19 we're still pretty fine here and just play the Smuggler, use all our mana. Maybe use Ember Hauler as a 3-mana shock at some point. This has haste, but I needed to... it basically didn't matter. I could either play this with haste and make this unblockable, or the threat of activation effectively makes that unblockable. Alright, well, we've run into the unfortunate spot of not finding our 4th land, but we at least have plays to still make, and we'll offer up the Mastiff, which they may trade because the Smuggler is showing that combo, but it's not really what we want to be doing with our mana anyway, so that trade is fine with me. Now, I think we might have to just haul off on the Sprite. But we can wait on that as well. I like this over the Bird Grabber anyway. We play this and we have something we can do. Oops, sorry, Oppo. Like, this is the fundamental point here. Do we want to trade the Hauler for the Sprite that they're investing in? And we're gonna hopefully have air support soon. But let's just control and try to win with the dragon. So I am gonna kill the Sprite. We're a little bit of land away from being fine. Little worrisome to attack in here, but I think the flash things they could flash in would at least trade. I don't think we face a flash 0 for 1, so I'm gonna send it. There's that 2-1 uncommon flash. Alright. And there's... oh, there it is. They just didn't want to make that trade. Well, I do want to make this trade if they'll go for it. Largely curve filler. We do wanna be aggro as we can with this deck, I think. Not going well here. But we do have 3 flyers that can get it up in the air, and it can be unblockable. I mean, that's a pretty weak aspect of it, but it is one place where it has some synergy. Don't like our spot here unless we find swamp. We need to go like land. It could even be mountain, or swamp off the top is basically what we need now. Because that Octa Prophet is too much beats. And here we are in block mode. So we'll take this offering. So painful. All right. Well, this is why... that's funny. Does that just put us out of reach? Of course. F you. You know you're in trouble when your opponent's Agent of Treachery goes after your land. But are we just dead? We are effectively dead because we can play... no, we don't even have a play. We are literally dead. Never mind. Not much to do about that creature theft from our deck other than sack in response. But we don't have any sorcery speed sack, so well, there's being Roddy, and then there's observing powerful cards in an opponent's deck and asking if you have tools. The unfortunate answer for us is nope. No, we don't. Still don't like the act. I think we'll do better without it. K-Bird Smash, we haven't even started the game yet. A little more optimism, please. I don't think anybody was disputing the opponent's play. We were saying that it's just bad news if that is your opponent's good play. You're probably not winning a game where your opponent correctly plays a 7-mana steal a permanent spell and takes your land. Alright. Hey, Rigid Thinking, how you been? Well, still need to get some land out of this one, but nice sequence if we can get here. I'm going to keep this. At least we got each of our colors. And a shock that we can use. Alright, third land is nice. We get a guaranteed smuggler. We'll see if they play something shockable here. Yeah, I think that qualifies. There's other more kind of utility creatures you could get with that, but that's a great use of a shock, I think. And we're lucking out and pulling land here, so we get to go into brawlers. Weaponsmith, we're gonna see if they are willing to make this block. Good call, Oppo. Now we're gonna drop this. But next turn we get to drop the second brawler and make the first one unblockable. And then it's gonna hopefully hit for 4. Not for long, apparently, but we get one turn. Not that they would block the brawler anyway, but we're also not just straight attacking with the smuggler, so might as well make it a clean block, or clean unblockable. They just never would. It was almost like, I suppose the correct thing is just like better to have the smuggler untapped just in case you want an untapped creature on your turn. There was really no value, but we're just not blocking with the smuggler, so it just didn't matter all that much to me. They had other plans. We will brawl and go ahead and just try and Blade Brand the Bird Grabber. This lets us do some damage, but also it encourages the attack that allows us to Blade Brand away, hopefully, one of their threats. Nice card. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's see, they're not. Oh, if they have another search, I would. Yeah, maybe they have another search they're saving that for. I'm a little surprised they didn't attack with a weaponsmith. I guess maybe they're trying to block their block on the way back. What do you do again, Chandra? Let's check. We have Shock and Blade Brand. Shock doesn't do too much yet, but we could attack for 1,000,000 and then Shock for the win if they don't block anything, right? Oh, Pump Brawlers, yeah. Then they're forced to... Then they're just going to chump the Weaponsmith. But let's do that, sure. Okay.
I've learned a bunch of new burn spells to try on. Don't worry, I brought company.
Now, if they let Chandra survive, we just win, so they can't do that. So they're gonna have to send 2 at Chandra and then... Oh, shoot. You gotta be kidding me. What a rip.
Time to sleep for a week.
And no Golem yet. So we gotta play a no-value Cutthroat. If we do find land here, we're probably going to want to actually golem the sleep paralysis to give us a wider array of better creatures. This is a forced block. How are they going to block? They're going to, well, they're going to double block anywhere, and we get one of the two. We could also, if we golem, we cannot golem in such a way that the Cutthroat forces a chump. Right? They're going to get the Cutthroat no matter what. Which, again, makes me a little more inclined towards hitting the sleep paralysis and increasing and just adding a 3/4. So I'm going to do that. But then I guess we also force the 1-for-1. And then Brawler and Golem become... Do you want to attack with the Cutthroat or not? No attack. Make him have a... Fiddles does want to attack. Force worst blocks next turn. Yeah, if they don't draw anything. All right. Careful, careful. See, here's the sleep paralysis I am clicking on. That was the toughest play of the game. Oh, well, it was the toughest in my head. I read Meteor Golem for the last time, like, when was it first printed? 2014? Thank you all for hanging out with me today. Looks like they did not draw anything. Gotta figure out how to get in on this rivals action, man. But you know what? Like I've said, I'm going to play this game basically every day, no matter what anyway. Might as well flip on the camera and play it with you all. Thanks for hanging. I don't really know any of the details either, Reset Press, except that when they do it, my viewership tanks, and so I should probably figure out how to be part of it. Alright, this looks fine. Scorcher into Cutthroat and Blade Brand is going to produce a lot of potential goodness. Alright, we even drew a 3. We'd like one more land here, but then we have a nice 3-4-5. Get your optimal dogs. Ferocious Pup. Guaranteed to make a lot of people happy when they made that. Okay, we are falling a little behind here with that wolf token, but I don't quite see us leaving up Blade Brand here. We're just gonna have to try and recover with shenanigans after taking some damage. And are we just taking 5, or do we want to threaten to block that wolf? I'm going to threaten to block the wolf with the Mastiff. We're not on the aggression. We're not on aggro here. Hey, Nick. Good morning to you. Good time zone, one might say. Might even double block the Mastiff Smuggler. Yeah, it looks like... I want to make this trade here, though, when we've got this coming. Yeah, I said I would offer, I will. I'm fine with this. Yeah, if they invocate, that's a good point, but now I've locked in. Invocation is a really scary thing to have to consider playing around. Well, now we're going to trade. I could play the Ember Hauler. I almost want a Blade Brand to cycle looking for land, and then if we find a swamp, we have another Blade Brand. If we find a mountain, we have an Ember Hauler. And if we don't, we're pretty happy to dig. And at this point, yeah, if they don't block and crack back for 3, we're okay with that. So yeah, let's attack. The problem with doing that is I can't Blade Brand block on the way back. But I'm going to go looking for land here. Nobody plays around the second Blade Brand anyway. Okay, we did dig to our land, and I'm afraid we're going to have to give them a card here. We're going to outrage away the shaman, accept another 3 on the crackback, and send in with the smuggler. We do have the Blade Brand play, but I think this is just the perfect outrage target. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Realize I'm a little hungry, but I realized I came prepared. I'm gonna dragon here. It gives us Blade Brand mana if we need it. We can even Ember Hauler here. But what I like is next turn having Scorcher attack with everything and then having Blade Brand up. So I'm gonna see what Oppo thinks about this. May just attack with both and have to think about another line we can take here is just Dragon block Champion and then do the Ember Hauler Blade Brand take out Elemental. Let's see what they want to do. All right, they are coming in with both. They tanked for a bit on it. We didn't see any combat trick last time. I don't know what else they have going on here. But actually, I think yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna block here. Ugh, they have something? Gross. Oh, nice. Well, in this case, since they have this, we're going to have to Blade Brand. Find a different answer for that Elemental. That's going to be tough to get the Elemental here, but and these incoming artifact tokens, but I think we got to do this now. Thank you for the sub, Frosty Adam. Why is it doing that? It's supposed to... What? What is this? I gotta make a note to myself. Live screen, Battlefield. Supposed to get this, and I don't know why it's not working.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
That's a YouTube sub notification? Oh, maybe I don't understand what that notification is then. Okay, thanks. I just yeah, that's probably it. Okay, cool. So I can let that go. All right. They're not going to really fall for the... I wonder if they'll even block if we did that. We got 6 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can... Aeronaut. I think we're just dead. Maybe we have to hope they will do this. Thanks for the test, Fiddles. Can't even attack. I'm just gonna play the Emerald. We'll play it all. Yeah, what's the line? Like, I don't know. My name is 14. Play cards. We're at waiting to die mode, which is never good. But hopefully now we have maybe some blocks. We got to take the elemental. What's our answer to the elemental? We can Bone Splinters away the elemental. Blade Brand into... I don't know. Ugh. Do not want to lose to Zephyr Charge. And yet. If you're going to play Zephyr Charge, at least be playing it in a green deck, so I respect that. What is going on here? Am I actually trading with this thing? I think so. I mean, if we're not blocking now, then we're, why? Because we're not making it through. It's not getting flying for a while. I think we're actually, with this start, if they do elemental support, they could make this a problem. But basically, if we don't block now, like... Yeah, I'm going to block. Like, because if we don't block, we're just saying we're going to do that. We're going to take a million. Not a million. We do have Brawler coming down. But it's a 1-for-1. I'm trying to make it to here. Okay, let's see if the Brawler survives. Not sure what they'd have in blue. I guess you could get paralyzed. All right, they're going to make us race. Thankfully, we drew 5th land for Dragon. And if we send in... They need to block with Sentinel and Wolf in order to have... And they might think of it as a 1-for-1, and then we can Blade Brand for the 2-for-1. Or not really 2-for-1, but... yeah, and you know what I mean. Like, it's good value to Brawler, especially with the Zephyr Charge. If we take away the things they have that have power, they can't race us back the other way. And yeah, I'm getting there. So then I think we Dragon and then have the Blade Brand ready on the treasure. But I just wanted to make sure we wanted to Brawler with Blade Brand ready before I even made any plays. So see what they want to do. Now, if the next thing they play is Siphonable, I will like where we're at. Creature, that is. Obviously, actually, a Bag of Holding here is not bad for us either, as we're now going to try and press our Dragon advantage and overcome... We need... we got two attacks extra to make because of Healer. Note that they can give a bunch of stuff flying on defense to get up in the air for that. Chandra, you say? Let's go ahead. We have another Blade Brand, so we'll do this.
Anyone need a fire started? No? Too bad. Say hi to my fiery friends.
I don't see how they don't block with a healer here. In which case we get a little more. Fly, this is not an instant, though. Double D's not reading cards. We can recast some Blade Brands for value, but let's just attack.
Oh, they're so cute.
I should have thought about that. We'll get one of them, though, and then the other one won't be able to take out our Planeswalker, at least.
Mother Ludi on you.
I'm eating my favorite savory snack, which is honey mustard and onion pretzel pieces. Not only is it my favorite snack, nobody else in the house likes it at all. So, however many honey mustard and onion pieces I leave in the bag are in the bag the next time I pick up that bag. It's amazing. Okay, we could put loyalty. Now our planeswalkers are going to be pretty dead. So we could go, and we can't even do that. It's -2, right, to free sorcery. Yeah, I can't do that. So I guess we make elementals. Unless we think we're going to survive. But what's making elementals do? They just get, well, I guess they get through for 1.
Don't worry, I brought company.
Gotta watch for the charge. They can make the champ fly. Obviously that doesn't matter to us here, but... Kutaski, that's a reasonable line. I guess I feel like I'm racing, though, and that we're pressing an advantage in the air. Maybe I'm not going to get there, though, because of the bag. I don't know. Maybe we just lose to the overcome that they get when they need it. I feel like playing a passive defensive game against the overcome in the bag is a losing strategy, though. So is your opponent playing Risen Reef and making a bunch of crappy elementals seem justifiable. Already down to game 2.
Maybe I'm not cut out for this.
I don't know how we win from here. We can't win a race, and we can't win playing defense with these two. So we're probably just super dead, but I suppose I should look for outs. Outs would involve like a shock immediately. Meteor Golem helps. Yeah, we still have 20 life. I'm just trying to decide if we attack. I guess we keep attacking. It's just our yeah, we need to even attack with both, you're right. But I'm afraid they get to... I guess they can't overcome next turn. Right? They pay 4, sack, they get a land... If they draw a land, no. Even if they draw, yeah, they're 1 off from being able to do it. They have 20 power with overcome, but they don't have the mana to get it and cast it this turn. It's 5, right? Yeah, because Cloudkin's Seer wasn't good enough. Let's make it an elemental, too. Oh, boy. I don't even think Heart of the Cards saves us. Like, Heart of our opponent might save us if it goes out before they can click the the attack button. Although they did not. Now they have it. Now they go get the bag, get the land, and the overcome, and we're basically dead. Let's do a cycle. Make him do it. Yeah, I almost don't like just kill me. Oh, and then we get this. Now we have now we might actually be able to survive. Oh no. Trouble is, if we go after the bag, they activate it. If we go after the bag, they crack it, and then they figure it out that we're dead. So I think we actually have to kill a creature. I don't see how killing the bag helps. Killing the bag forces them to beat us. Charge doesn't matter all that much either, I don't think. Curd Smash just wants to scoop. Well, Oppo's making some not seeing all the lines, so I want to make him see the lines or before I give up on the game. Maybe make them... Yeah, alright, sure. I guess going after the bag... If we're going to try and make him miss interactions, and that's our only way out, let's make him miss that. It didn't really matter. I feel like our only hope... I guess that was our only hope. This is why I did it. Fiddles is right. Like, it was a long shot, but making him miss the bag interaction was what we needed. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 toughness. They have 5, 9, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So block all doesn't do it. Well, bleh. The strong cards were enough to overcome the weak cards in that deck. The strong cards make the weak cards good cards. Still doesn't make me happy to play weak cards to do that, but sure worked for Oppo there. All right, now we're gonna overcome, and I'll give Oppo a great high end to their deck. Oppo had a great high end to their deck. All right. I'll play the mask. Same amount of damage next turn on it. Oh no, it's not. Never mind. I don't read cards either. Oh, I saw the. I don't like the flight enchantment, although that's a decent place for it. But the they had two of the one mana gain life elementals that were only in there because of the elemental synergies, I'm sure. But that's what I was talking about specifically. Overall, you're right. Overall, a respectable to great deck with a couple of eyebrow raisers that were there clearly because of the elemental synergies. We could, like, mask Blade Brand or whatever. But I'm going to build out the board with the hauler here. You worry about the kitty? Little elemental acceleration. We could. I mean, I could take it out right now. I'm going to say they can have the kitty for a turn. Let's see what they want to do with it. They are an elemental, 2 elemental colors, so we may see a 4-drop elemental. Yeah. That's fine. We'll Blade Brand that instead. And we get to... Well, I want to attack, so we can get cute. You could attack and then decide after blocks whether or not you're doing it before or after combat, but I want to get the hauler through, so what we're going to do is... Oh, well, let's see. What does the damage? Yeah, it. Okay, as long as... I had to make sure the creature deals the damage before I did this. And then since they are using that mana, it seems, I'm going to go ahead and take this thing out. And we have a pretty good hand set up for the mid to late game here. That looked like somebody who missed a land drop and then went and found it with Anticipate, but I'm not sure. We're just gonna go with the dragon. Outrage the dragon, maybe? Paralyze it. Okay, well, we get to throw it at something. Probably a bird grabber. Using the treasure to equip the mask? No. No. That feels like a bad use of the treasure mana. But now, let's see, we can equip Sack, and I'll use one of them to cast one of our 4-drops. And same initial damage, but let's brawl. Oh, well, we could also do that, which latches on here. Yeah, actually, I'm going to do Dagger Sail. Easier to kill, but it's 3 damage in the air instead of on the ground. Right, on that turn, it wasn't worth it. Like, if we had done it on that turn, I wouldn't have been able to have the turn we just had. Anyway. Also, like, yeah, I'm totally happy with how that played out. And we used 1 treasure, not 2. That's a difference also. Kind of want Thief Grabber here and see if we can get Thief through. Oh, Dead Thief. Guess what they have a lot of? They can turn stuff to ash as long as we turn their life total to ash first. They're paying a high price, quite literally in mana, to play that removal. We could cycle Blade Brand, but that carries some risk as well in terms of them reaching out and killing it. Although they've been pretty main phasey. Oh, it's sorcery, of course, but don't know if they're wait anyway. This is your fault, Oppo. Well, Oppo's just, I don't know if this is a flood. We're even and probably about halfway through our library with half our mana. So we're right on target. It's just Oppo killed everything we have. Outrage the kitty or look for something better? Blade Brand the kitty. Find something to attack with. Maybe. I'm going to give it another draw. We have so much mana that we can cycle on our main phase and not have lost much by not doing it here. Especially when we brick and find more land. Alright, now we'll do it. We can literally hard cast our most expensive spell and still Blade Brand main phase. Yeah, sorry, Rigid. That's slang for anything you do for no value that replaces the card with a different card. Being a little patient with this outrage because of our life total lead. Nice. We'll take that. I'm playing that because then we can play around Convolute potentially. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so that land plays around Convolute. With the pause, maybe they had it. I don't know what they might have something else though. We'll see. Yeah, Bone to Ash was always possible, but it's not like we're not going to cast our spells. They just get us. It didn't matter that I hadn't moved the mask yet. Even if I had done it with my next priority, it still goes on the stack, and they could have outraged in response there. But Oppo's deck is funny. It's just like all removal. We're going to have to bring in extra creatures just to have something to win with. Let's see, do we have looting? Do we have anything that loots? No. So I'm just gonna keep playing land. Yeah, Scampering Scorcher would be great. I really wish we had a couple of graveyard recursion spells. Soul Salvage. Soul Salvage would be great. How much longer do we wait? I'm gonna let one more attack happen here. If they don't do anything, I might fire that off before we get hit with the cat again. I'll use this instead. Smaller damage amount. $16 to $16 library-wise. I'm thinking about that, Norbert. Yeah, I didn't say anything yet, but I was thinking ahead to sideboarding, was thinking we might want to do that. Bring in the blue rare that we first picked. Now here's something we want to outrage. Glad we waited. Creature! Alright, we'll take it. Got haste even. Yeah, Siphon could have gone to face. Do you think that's what we were supposed to do? Waiting to go to face with it? I don't think so. I think we still want board control, etc. More removal? Holy crap, people! I was so stunned I left a point of damage on the table. I'm sorry about that. Looks like we might get away with it though. I want to look at their removal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sleep paralysis for 8. They've shown us 8 pieces of removal. I don't know, Fiddles. I'm so happy that cat's not here right now. Look what we get to do. We certainly get to regret my stupid lack of sack, because right now we actually have the game won. So if Oppo manages to come back from this, yikes. I know, Kutaski, it was a punt, but it was a funny one. I was just reacting. I think they're going to be hard-pressed to stop this victory anyway, though. Yeah, we got it. Oh. I see. I thought you were in agony over the missed lethal. But you were not. Okay, the idea was we could bring in Replication, and with 2 Rapacious Dragons and I guess even cutting a Swamp gives us a reasonable splash for extra creatures. And I think actually I like that. I do. What else can we do about their creature? This isn't good with removed to ashes, reduced to ashes anyway. Yeah, Bone Splinters, I agree with. Doesn't look great against what they were doing. Let's still removal, and we still make a lot of tokens, though. Still want to kill stuff over there. I don't know. Holy Indenture. No, because they're reduced to ashes exiles. Scuttlemutt does support the splash a little bit. We could consider that for what? Maybe the Bird Grabber I mean, it doesn't matter. All this stuff's going to die anyway. No, in fact, I think I want to cut a Blade Brand because they're not showing much creature interaction, and these can be dead in our hand because all of our stuff is dead. Yeah, Kitaski and I are on the same page there. We might not take all of it out, but... Yeah, in fact, maybe this is actually better. We still want to kind of overload their removal. Or I could miss time and we'll resubmit. Oh well. At least we got a win. You can punt that one too if you want. Haven't done that in a while. I feel like I've been... Maybe it's the new format. A little slower on the sideboarding. Yeah, we'll keep this. The Shock will get one of those kitties. Here comes the kitty. We'll shock it. We're all on the same team here. My punts are your punts. Okay, we can caves. Nothing else to do. Yeah, this dragon is dead, but it's going to leave some treasure behind. We'll have a pretty good inheritance. Or maybe they get stuck on land and we get one of our 3 creatures in 1 cards, and that's actually looking pretty good. I think if Oppo finds no land here and we drop a Scorcher, they're going to be in serious trouble. Alright, they found not only a land, but a mountain. And look, it's the kitty we thought was coming. Dead kitty. Go ahead. Reduce them to ashes, buddy. Well, they're getting their land, though, so they're going to make a game of this. Let's see. Agonizing Siphon or Dragon No Attacks. And then have that stuff next turn. I think we need to siphon the kitty, though, right? We don't want to let him ramp to anything. And we get to keep attacking. And it's our most expensive... Yeah, I like it. I like it. If we can. What was their pause about? Not sure. I think maybe they have shock that they don't want to use. It was summoning sick, though. Yeah, Ember Hauler can go to face. So we've got effectively 4 damage in hand. This looks super scary. But again, I'm not going to not play my stuff. I just don't... I mean, we could sit on Outrage. Yeah, we could put the Hauler out. It doesn't do much less damage. See, yeah, I like that. Let's feel it out. And then we still have the Outrage as well. Good call. I like this. Let's put the Hauler out. Let them Bone to Ash that if they want, and we get to survey the scene. If they manage creatures, we get Outrage. If they find a land here, wow, they missed their land drop, and then they went straight to 6, so they just hit a vein of land. And now I'm expecting that we are going to be facing that rare, and the question is, does it matter? We get one of them with the Outrage, and then... Even, let's see, one, if we do, we can play the dragon, have the Outrage, and then we'll accept that the Ember Hauler, like, maybe just, I'll even save the Ember Hauler. Let's do it this way. I'm going to do it this way. I'm pretty sure it's that rare. So I want to do this. And if they do anything here, at the very least, yeah, it's totally that rare. You just want to wait entirely? You don't want to attack at all? If we did that, we could play the Aeronaut. Rigid wants to attack. Kataski wants to wait. I think we want to get one of those golems anyway. Yeah, I was just going to send in the 1/1s. I'm doing it. And we're going to go full control because when they go make 3/3s. Wow! Or we're all just completely wrong about what's going on here. That's another reason to go ahead and do it. Sometimes you just have a misread. Well, this makes me want to leave Outrage Ember Hauler up over playing the Aeronaut. Gives us a lot of action to winning next turn. Yeah, see, now we get to add 2 up top. This is one of the reasons I didn't want to drop my mana. We don't have the Outrage play now, but keeping mana up for Outrage also kept mana up for Ember Hauler like that. What's a punt? Oh, I'm on full. Sorry. No need for that. Hey, pretty nice. Now we just need him to play a creature, and they lose. Yeah, mono removal does not like to see 3 1/1s spew out of one card, so we got there on that strength. Thank you, Rigid. Yeah, there's some interesting choices in that one. I think we got there. Well, obviously we got there. I don't think we did. We got there. Let's see if we get there again. After I take a short break, let me refresh my beverage, and I'll be right back. Sit tight. Maybe. Alrighty, back in. We made gems. That's good. I do have a link to the article. Is that the right one? Yeah, that's the wrong article. The Valhalla's Chosen link has the new one. Thank you, Brian. Oh, hello. That's waiting for me. Okay. Need some land here, but nice 2, 3, 4. Looking good. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4 if you really think about it. Oh yeah, does anybody have... Did we make a survey link? Where's the survey link? Yeah, basically the CFB should be a command to take to the author page that shows all the possible articles. Alright, cool. Found some land. That was pretty important. I doubt we're going to get that champ dead or anything, but we'll play the land and attack, and then drop a thief. Okay, thanks for trying, Brian. We'll get it figured out another time here. We'll drop the thief instead of the smuggler, and then the smuggler can smuggle the thief if it lives. Reclaimer does some work over time. Couldn't have given us just one turn. Just one turn. Now it's gone for good. We have no second copy and no graveyard recursion. Sad times. Hopefully we pick up a third win here, and we didn't set par for this deck, but I think we've already hit it. Like, I would say there's nothing so amazing about this deck that we would be so bold as to put par above 2 in best of 3, and we've so we got our par, but we would love to get our money back. I think you both came up with reasonable summaries of the article. Tracker's just going to get out of hand. And this kind of helps us do fine in the race. I'm just going to take out the tracker with the outrage and keep swinging. Get him down to 8 here. And then Smuggler Mastiff is a way to get the final damage across if they don't do anything about it. I mean, we can, we have a 2-turn clock right now. Pump Mastiff twice and attack, or, you know, activate, target Mastiff, pump twice, attack, do that 2 turns in a row, and they're just dead. But let's make them disrupt this. And if they do, we have brawlers with Death Touch. Yeah, so we made them pay a pretty significant price to do that, and they're probably going to trade off with the Mastiff now as well, being concerned about their life total. And then we get to drop the brawler, and it gets to keep swinging. Well, we're going to do the full trick here. Blade branding the Ember Hauler and firing it off at the Shaman. They get a card, but we swing in for 3. Yes. I mean, you can start to get into edge cases. Kataski talked about me talking about milling yesterday and not fearing self-milling. And people see it inherently as having some inherent downside when it's inherently neutral. And that was always my message. It's inherently neutral. And but if you there are aspects that can make it good or bad based on the composition of your deck, but also it's mostly things that are going to make it good. But there are some, like the pattern matcher case is a case where yes, that takes it off of neutral. But the fundamental thing I was trying to get across is that the baseline is that it's a neutral act. That self-milling is a neutral act as a baseline if you don't think the game is going to end by milling. Let me make sure I'm kind of chatting about one thing and not super thinking through this, and I want to make sure I don't have some win if I just do the right thing. So we only have Blade Brand as a thing we can cast, and we already have one of those anyway, so yeah, we're just going to make elementals. Obviously great with the Brawler as well. They're kind of forced to block the Brawler here. Ah, Blade Brand of their own? Well, they still trade. And we get into they probably play only this. Blade Brand is going to get the Shaman. They get, once again, another card, but they're going to take a damage. And maybe we'll find something else to play as well. Such as that. That seems real good for us. But let's start here.
Say hi to my fiery friends.
Oh, did I screw up? I haven't done the math. I figure we're close to lethal, but wasn't sure. Oh yeah, because we get the one on underneath. Yep. I still, yeah, I don't know what lethal I missed, but I have this one too. Green, black, kind of rocky control. Sure. Yeah, I maybe fancy played it there, but we got there. We never had the blue splash in except sideboarding against mono removal. And I don't think we're there here, and I don't really see anything I want to swap, so. True enough. And appropriate for the Wednesday song of the cycle as well. Keeping that. Hauler into Smuggler seems fine. We'll get there. Even if we draw 2 more mountains, we get a dragon that can produce us some treasure. We just need land of some kind. And looky there. All good. Although, Hauler a lot better than a bird grabber here with the skeleton going. Not sure what they might be sitting on, but we're going to cast our spells and use them. Oppo, we're not the only ones with Blade Brand shenanigans, but ours are pretty good here. Indeed it is. We could even dragon sack sack one of the treasures to give the grabber flyer here, which I actually think is worth it given our hand, mainly because we go with the lands and the meteor golem, we get to golem next turn on 1 treasure. And in a pinch, we actually have mana to activate the Hauler if we felt that were vital. I think I picked up Oppo from, like, Gabby or some streamer I was watching. Like, from before I even started streaming. I think I've been on Oppo since day 1. Hey, look, we did it! I didn't celebrate appropriately for making our money back. So great to get your gems back early on in the format for the free-to-play account. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of reprogramming of my brain in the last 20 years, and mostly it's going well. A lot of magic reprogramming. My friend and former colleague, Allie Medwin, Allie Steele now, tweeted last night about how she, if she never heard Manlands or 8-Man again, it would be, it would be too soon, right? And I was thinking about that and how the hardest ones for me to lose, like I've really, Oppo and they, while I'm playing, is no problem now because I really have internalized that I don't know the gender of my opponent, and my brain doesn't think about saying he much anymore there because I truly have processed that beyond just training my brain to use a specific word and taking it farther into really rethinking about how I frame digital Magic matches that I'm playing. However, the losing auto response saying like Manland and 8-Man, that's the stuff that's really hard for me to eradicate from my vocabulary, and I'm working on it, because those are not, that's not a place where my successful internalization of my lack of understanding about the gender of my opponent doesn't actually help me naturally not use that word, because to me, manland and ape man is just this, in my head, it's a genderless term I use to describe these things, but of course it's not genderless, and so I'm trying to work on those too. Exactly, Nick. Like, we've been calling them that since the first cycle in Saga, right? It's just hard. It's just much harder to correct that stuff. But the thing I try to do to think about it, and maybe, you know, if maybe you're someone who's like, he's kind of being a social justice warrior, PC. No. It's just treating other people with respect, and you can kind of flip it on its head a little bit if it anybody who thinks like, oh, you're overreacting if you're trying to get rid of manlands, like, who cares? Well, I would challenge you, if you're a male saying that, like, I would love for you to live in a universe where everybody inserted woman into everything and you just heard it constantly and it didn't reflect you, you know? It's anyway. See, going on, that's what I'm talking about, KBRD Smash, though. You say man is somewhat genderless, like no one says people kind. Right, but it's not genderless, and it's really off-putting. You know, I mean, how would you feel if the common term was womankind, and people were like, assuming you're a man, KBRD, come on, this is for all womankind. Like, that would get to you. It would get to me. It would totally get to me if the common norm use was just to call everybody womankind. And so framing it that way helps me beat that stuff out of my vocabulary, which I think is good. I think it's heading in the right direction. Let's play. I don't know if that's a one-to-one comparison. I don't know what I'm comparing. I don't know. I'm just saying that when I'm trying to... Yeah, I'm not sure what you're pushing back against. I certainly did not intend to say anything that would suggest that I don't think there are other oppressive things women have had to deal with. That is nothing I would ever say. If we just solve the manland problem, we're done. A little tight, but I have trouble ditching this. We are on the play. I can't do it. We're gonna keep it. Manland is a term Magic players have used for decades to describe a land that can become a creature through activation. Sure. So you're saying it might even be worse than I'm saying. Yeah, all that was just an effort to, again, give a way to frame it for someone, a way to think about it for someone who might be thinking about it a different way. So that's what I was trying to get at there. Hey, we found a land. That's great. Yeah, creature land, or land folk, you know, as Morrow now says. Right, it's a creature land. But manland rhymes, right, Mama? Manland rhymes, therefore, that's what we're going to say forever and ever and ever. I don't even know that that's a joke, Vaporkin? What is that even saying? You confuse me sometimes. Let's see how many soldiers they get. Yeah, it sounds like you're just being racist there, Vaporkin, which is not acceptable around here. So I'd say, you know, I really want you to continue to be part of this community and everything, but I would say that if you are going down a path where your jokes are involving race, gender, religion, or nationality, it's probably not going to be a joke that's welcome here. Just keep it in your bag. Put it in your bag of holding and never crack it. Well, we knew we were a little tight on the land. At least they only had 2 foot soldiers. They're good creatures against us because they do match up well against a lot of what we're doing. I guess we got to blade brand and look for a land. Yeah, got to do it. And found one at least. Sorrel's gonna beat us up here a bit. And by Sorrel, I mean Oppo. If they keep playing those, that could be rough. Let's play a brawler defensively here, but we'll still send in the hauler. Send in the hauler, keep back the brawler. You have not shown the ability, Vaporkin, to modulate your humor appropriately. Comparing yourself to George Carlin or your oppression, your request to keep it civil, and trying to play the George Carlin card is pretty misplaced, I think. The idea that you can't be funny without making fun of the oppressed is ridiculous. Ridiculous. In terms of thinking about what to do here so that we don't die ridiculously, need to stay back on D. I guess we play Mastiff and then we have Hauler and Activation and Blade Brand. Well, I hate that thief, but I don't know if we can, I don't know if we have the time here to, like, kill it. I think we gotta just Blade Brand to cycle, actually. And continue to try and get wide here. Find a land for a dragon. Thanks, Fiddles. We'll see you. Okay, found a land. And another. This is our last chance to haul the Overseer, if we think that's a problem. Or at least we have to do it when they activate for this. Yeah, we have one more time. Yeah, we have to do it in response to their next activation, not this one that they'll do this turn, but the one after. Yeah, they were mostly tapped out. I actually did look at that. Like I didn't mention it, but I didn't feel there was anything they could do to punish us with 1 white mana on a self Bladebrand cycle. But yes, for cycling Bladebrand, you may as well get into the habit of doing it on Oppo's creatures. Then you won't form bad habits. We can do it now, though. Let's see. And then... You know what? I think I'm going to do it now. Then we don't have to sit around keeping 1 mana up to do that. This is the last thing I'm going to say to you on this Vaporkin, then please drop it, okay? The joke you made about Little Mermaid is racist. The jokes George Carlin made involving race and any of the controversial stuff you're talking about were not inherently racist by existing. There's a huge difference, and you need to let it go now. That's true. We had... whatever of the gods willing, that could have messed that up. So yeah, good point to just be in the habit of that. Well, don't let the door hit you on the way out, Vaporkin. I don't need you here that badly, my friend. I want you to be part of this community, but if you're gonna not let go of this thing, we can just call it right here, and I can say farewell. Bye. Or be a reasonable person and hang out with us. That's good, too. Now he's distracting me from also trying to win this game. I think we just got to chump the captain. I think we got to get in with dragons before we lose, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get 2 more counters, get total 4. So we can play 2 creatures. Yeah, I think we just do a lot of chumping on the ground with Scorchers, and we try to win in the air with dragons. I wonder if we can even make the aeronaut. Let's make the aeronaut now and threaten lethal, because we have 2 chumps on the ground. Oh, no, that's too dangerous. All right, I'm going to make a bunch of 1/1s. I could have played the aeronaut and threatened lethal in the air, but then we have block, and we're dead to the other 3, so we really needed to make our chumpers now. I mean, I guess Dragon threatens to block a soldier profitably. I just am playing it... Oh yeah, good point. Smuggler Hound also gives us lethal. So let's see if we can chump to keep it all available. And that means going here, here, here. And we can do this, and then Inspired Charge doesn't... You don't want to block with a dragon. Well, I don't want to lose to Inspired Charge, so we got to block with something. I guess we can give up on the Mastiff play. You're going to play around Pump. Well, there's not much we can do to play around Pump, though, because we're kind of chumping across the board for the most part anyway. And if we let this one through... Yeah, not lose to charge is all I'm trying to do here. I'm going to risk a dragon, though. Then if they don't have it, we win. Oh, they got us. Anything we can do about that? Nope. Good work, Sorrel. Close one. We almost had that. Do we have more flyers? No, we don't have anything more. Like, we have more flyers. We have our options in the board are quite minimal. Another blade brand. Combat trick, maybe not the worst. We just have... I don't see playing the combat trick when we have triple blade brand and removal and stuff. We're just sending it back. Yes. The mask puts the ability of damage on the creature, so death-touched masked creatures do that. Do exactly what you want. Gotta mulligan this, unfortunately. It's close, but not there. Definitely keeping this. What are we pitching, though? Do we have to give up on the dragon? The dragon felt so important. Maybe we can get away with no bird grabber on 2. It's kind of the point of the thing is to cast it on 2. And Oppo is playing a lot of 2 toughness aggro stuff. We would hate it with, like, those soldiers that go find copies, though. What are we keeping? I think we're going to send the bird grabber. It's we need the 3 land, and this is the least impactful card in the hand. One time, no 2-drop from Oppo. That'd be sweet. Yes! Because now, if they can't kill the thief, we have Siphon to hopefully take care of whatever they play here. That's a bummer. But also... Could we even get... land would be greedy. I will give you the presumed Nelson Vaporkin. Now, Nate Vaporkin, what are you discarding here? Let's focus on trying to win this match, even though you may be rooting against me in your heart of hearts. I think in your heart of hearts, you want to actually win this. So... yeah, I like it. You're right. We can get rid of the land. Because they can't stop this attack. It was greedy, but it worked out. Look. Therefore, it was correct. I'm going to do the no-value Cutthroat. It would probably get better after the Scorchers, but I wanted to play something here, and I wasn't going to siphon the Lurker. That's interesting. It can't get that big. Must be Blade Brand. Do we want to trade the Blade Brand off? They might be looking for land. I'm not going to give them the Blade Brand play here. I wish this was instant speed, because you know they're going to try the Blade Brand trick there, but we're just going to siphon this Overseer. Gravedigger's good, but a bit slow. And we get to shock it out of the way. Oh man, really wish we had found one more land so we could scamp and shock. Oh well. Still gonna do it. Logan said, wait! Too late. Yeah. But they were tapped out. If they had Bladebrand mana, I would have done that, but... Yeah, who's the greatest thief in the multiverse now, am I right? No haste, but... Gonna play him slow. Dak is dead? Isn't Raoul the one that's dead? I don't know. Who's dead? Oh. Who works better together than a thief and a smuggler? I'll steal it, and you get it where it needs to go. We can send in Cutthroat. And we can send in everything. Awesome. Stanlands and Janlands sounds like it's trying too hard. I think we just need a gender neutral term we can all get behind. All right. I don't even need to use the Bladebrand, basically, is what I'm seeing here. Hopefully we're going to game 3 here. Well, let's go Brawler, which gives us a nice Chandra turn next turn. Rapacious Dragon would have used all our mana, but Chandra making elementals is really going to help Brawler if it lives. Looks like Brawler is going to get big from over there, but we got him. Guess they're done. Yeah, Thief plus Smuggler is super gross. I mean, they're both weak creatures, so quite disruptible, but pacifism kind of laughed at that, or they laughed at pacifism. Well, they could have pacified the thief, so they can't laugh at pacifism. That's not true, but the smuggler does. Come on, let's get one more match. Let's win this game and play for 5. Not with that hand. Much better. But what do we lose? Don't have any Blade-brands yet. Maybe we just let go of the Scorcher. The Scorcher Mask is so good. This is brutal. Can we just keep one? Just let me... How about New London Mulligan? You scry to the top or bottom. How about that? Slight improvement to the London Mulligan. You can just top it if you want. Help me out, chat. What are you doing here? This is sucky. Maybe it's Chandra, actually. Is it Siphon? Yeah, because, like, these all just work so well together. I think it's got to be either Smuggler or Siphon. It's got to be Smuggler or Siphon. But it might just be Smuggler, because Chandra just works with Scorcher, Mask, anyway. What's Chandra doing for me? Making 1/1s that the Mask chucks at face and creatures and stuff. I'm gonna do this. Close one. Couldn't quite bring myself to ditch removal. MTGO Spain, that's my new favorite viewer. It's not me, in case you're wondering. Well, I was going to go with the Mastiff, and then I saw the Overseer. We're going to make him be sad there. Well, Mastiff, you have a job to do. Please stay around to block. KBRD Smash. Often there is not much to do with sideboarding. It's why I think, best of one limited makes more sense to me than best of one constructed. Best of one constructed is so weird. Like, you just don't... So much of the texture of what makes the rock, scissors, paper of Magic the Gathering work is lost in that world. Yeah, we're hurting a little bit for a mountain, but we're not too bad. We get Brawler here. Yeah, we'll go Brawler here. If the Thief comes back down, we may take a turn off to Siphon it. With this, though... Oh, so close. Oh, no, we can do it. Let's go... I'm gonna do this.
I'm happy as a hellion to start some fire. Hey, these little guys are great!
And there's not even really a point of attacking with the other one. I really just did this play to take out the Overseer. I mean, maybe they won't block it, so I guess I should attack with it. Maybe they'll see it, though. Well, I think there is something inherently wrong with best of one as a proposition for Magic as a whole because of the rock, scissors, paper nature of it. I think being able to craft your deck around in games 2 and 3 around what your oppo has done is pretty important. I don't know. Super gross, but we're going to get rid of this Scorcher. And if we draw a land, we get to Siphon and take out the Fenlurker. So we'll try that. No such luck. But again, the Blade Brand play always looks really good here. So let's go like this.
Don't worry, I brought company.
Blade Brand's very well disguised. They have nothing that would make them think that we have it. So it's basically a free killing of the Cutthroat. I don't know who wanted to plus. I don't know about plussing what plussing Chandra does, but I sure liked that turn. So I'm down with our turn. Speaking of value, now we're going to lose our Agonizing Siphon. Darn it! Should have kept that land, but I didn't think they were going to do that. That was a real mistake there. I don't know if you could call it quite a punt, but I should have thought about it. Should have definitely thought about it. And what can we cast in here? Just the Blade Brand.
Oh, they're so cute.
Attack. I was just going to kill this time because it can get +1/+1. Chandra can stand a turn of taking a hit from the Gravedigger, and then we can do the Immolation Gravedigger play next turn and hope that they don't put anything just massive out. Now I'm going to play its last card in her hand. I'm going to keep playing the land. Yeah, and that's a good point, James. The playing the land makes sense when you're trying to move a mask around for value. So. All right. Oh, I was like, okay, we can handle a 1/3. Now Chandra's in trouble. But maybe we'll draw something. We're going to get the Vulture. One time deck. Come on. So many draws there would have been really useful to us, but we're on our last legs with the Chandra plan. Minus Chandra for Blade Brand to draw a card, so you'd rather draw than kill? Kind of rather just kill the Gravedigger? Or, yeah, kill the Buzzard. Like, I think we want to kill rather than draw.
Oh, they're so cute.
It's kind of like we drew a 4-mana kill spell. We played a great game, but Oppo's had a bunch of nice responses to recur value. Soul Salvage plus Gravedigger has just undone all the great work we did with Mask. I'm holding the land now, but why? I almost played it because, again, I don't... Unless we're trying to make them scared. Don't see what that does quite.
Consider this bridge burned.
Consider this match burned. I don't think we can... Well, we're at 17. It's not all over yet. But we need quite a sequence here. Especially since they keep adding and we keep landing. Alright, that's a start. We start with... might have to... Hope that they don't gain any more life, though, and take out the biggest thing. Still in real bad shape here. God, do they have 2 of those? Rough. Sure, that seems completely fair. Nobody said Magic was fair. Our deck was fine. Their deck was pretty great. I love their deck a lot. So, yeah, here we'll give a Rat Burglar for the many discard creatures over there.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed at all. Well, not at all. I mean, to say at all. I'm always disappointed in losing as opposed to winning, but as an event goes, hard to be disappointed with 3-2 in traditional. especially from the free-to-play. All I ever want to do is get 3 wins on free-to-play. So we'll go crack these packs, and we're close enough to noon that I'll say farewell from here. But yeah, look at this. Get 5 packs to add to our pursuit of 4X. Yes, James, since I worked on that exact design, James asks, any idea why arena packs are only 8 cards, or why you can't use them as draft entries? They are only 8 cards because they can't be, since they're not being used as draft entries, they can be any size they want. The most relevant part of a booster pack is the rare or mythic. It's what people look at, it's where the eyes go. And when you're designing a game, you have to design with all of your players in mind, but especially your newer players. You got to make sure that you're not keeping the new player in mind all the time, and that leads you to want to reduce the complexity of the experience of opening a booster. And 15 magic cards for someone who's very new to the game is actually an intimidating thing to look at, and is actually a drawback in that experience for that player. And the super experienced players who know all these cards really well and wouldn't be bothered by all 15 also don't see much of a loss in the loss of 1 uncommon and some commons anyway. So the players who know the score are really only looking at the rares and mythics anyway. I don't know if that was the decision when it came to those old sets, but probably it might be. I don't know. If you look at the thing is, if you look at the contents of the commons, like the actual rules written on the cards in those 8-pack sets, they certainly don't seem to have the new player in mind there. But is it based on market research? Honestly, no. I mean, Wizards does plenty of market research, and we watch new players all the time. I don't know if there's market research that specifically ascribes a number to whatever, but it's just, it's almost like math. There's a cognitive load. Magic carries this cognitive load, and the cognitive load is just increased by the presence of more cards. There's just no, that's hardly debatable. It's like, more cards, thank you. That's easier for me to take this in now. It's like, of course, like, more cards makes it more complex. And as a general principle, you just want to avoid that. All right. There goes our packs. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I know there's a lot of, apparently a lot of Twitch rival action. I'm not going to, on days like this, when there's so many people on doing something specific, I'll assume you guys can go find someone in the Twitch Rivals tournament that you'd like to root on, or if you're Vaporkin, root against. But I really appreciate everybody who chose to hang out with me today. I know there's other stuff you could have been doing, and I had a good time. We made it back to even and feeling great. We got a lot of resources for the free-to-play account early on in M20 here. So thank you, Card Kingdom, and go find someone to cheer on, and I'm going to go check in on the dog and the boy. See you, everybody.